Hello, class. Once again, my name is Aaron Rickert. For those who do not know and haven't watched my speech from last week, my speech will be a follow up on the questions that were asked on my last speech of why they're not successful at Texas Hold'em, or they don't know how to play, or it seems complicated, but yet they were just watching on the sidelines. Texas Hold'em is a game that you got to be on the table to play to understand. It's very complicated to just watch on the sidelines and begin to understand how the game is played and why. Um, that's just that's the bottom line. The bottom line is you got to go in and you got to play yourself to really understand how the game is played. It looks very complicated. You see a lot of people, rotating decks and chips and a lot of complicated stuff that happens during the game, like a real high roller gambling game that's really technical. But it's really not. It's really simple if you get in there and you actually do it. For newcomers, I highly recommend and encourage you to just do a little buy-in for $1 and play with some experienced players. You may lose that dollar because those players are experienced, but I guarantee you within 2 or 3 hands you will completely understand the technicalities of how the game works. Rotating blinds, rotating the dealer, and that's pretty much the bottom line when it comes to how to play the game on a table. Um, Now, the ranks of hands you're going to have to learn on your own, and that's going to take some time. And if you want to really learn the strategy of it, I recommend a lot of books, but a lot of it comes from experience and being able to read your opponents. Now, my next topic will be purchasing a brand new vehicle when you have a perfectly fine vehicle. I know a lot of soldiers, a lot of people in general, they spend all these years trying to pay off this vehicle that they purchased that they're not really satisfied with. And by the time they get done paying it off, they got about 57,000 miles on it roughly. And it's a paid off vehicle, and they're just not satisfied with it, and they're thinking about purchasing another vehicle. I think that it's financially foolish that you spent all these years trying to pay off this vehicle that is perfectly running fine. It's got 57, 60,000 miles on it. Got another 40,000 miles on it. That's what, 3 years, depending on where you live, what you do, how you drive, where you drive, how long you drive. It's completely foolish to trade that vehicle in and get a brand new one and start all over from scratch and start financing, because financing is just paying extra money for a vehicle long term. The best way to do it is to just ride out the vehicle that you paid for in the first place and save up for that really good vehicle that you want later on in life. And I just highly encourage everybody to think of what they're doing with their money, because a lot of people just go to the dealership. They say, "Oh, what can I get for trade-in value for this vehicle?" They paid what, 12 to 15 grand on the vehicle, and they're only going to get $5,000 trade value. It's just not worth it, guys. I think people need to be more responsible with their money. I'm a soldier that just got back from Iraq, and every soldier that has gone back from Iraq at least has over 25 grand in the bank easy if they do it right. And that's even splurging. They can still have $25,000 left and their vehicle will be paid off. And they're already looking, man, I really want that vehicle. Well, you spent a whole year of labor downrange in a combat zone, and you're going to spend all the fruits of your labor on a foolish decision, which would be that new vehicle. I highly urge people to reconsider and just to be patient and sacrifice in the long run for that good vehicle. Um, I'm Aaron Rickard, and that concludes speech 2. All right, thank you guys.